Welcome to Creepy Creatures TV. Tonight's story takes you deep inside a hospital that was never abandoned, no matter what people say. Evelyn was a photographer who loved urban exploration. Forgotten malls, ruined houses, crumbling factories, the older and creepier, the better. That's why, when she heard about the abandoned hospital on the edge of town, she couldn't resist. Locals whispered about it. Some said patients were left behind when it shut down. Others claimed people who went in never came back out. She went at dusk with just her camera, a flashlight, and a recorder for notes. The air outside was still, too still, like the building itself was holding its breath. Inside, the halls were a maze of peeling paint and rusted beds. Her footsteps echoed too loudly, bouncing back like someone was walking right behind her. She told herself it was just acoustics. But the deeper she went, the less it sounded like an echo. In one room, she found old charts scattered on the floor. Most were blank, but one had her name written at the top, dated for tomorrow. She froze, staring at the neat handwriting, until a faint sound pulled her from the shock. A gurney squeaking. The sound came from down the hall. Her light flickered, and when it steadied, she saw it, a hospital bed rolling slowly toward her. No one was pushing it. No one was on it. But the wheels squealed like they hadn't stopped moving in decades. She turned and ran. Every hallway looked the same, twisting and looping back on itself. Doors slammed in the distance. Overhead, the lights buzzed, even though there was no power. Then came the voices, patients. Doctors, nurses, all overlapping. Whispering things she couldn't quite understand, except for one word, her name, over and over. Evelyn ducked into a surgical room. Instruments still lay on the tray, sharp and gleaming as though waiting. The walls dripped with something dark. On the operating table was another chart. Again her name. But this time, it listed a cause of death. Hemorrhage. The door behind her creaked open. She lifted her camera and snapped a picture. The flash lit up the room, and for that split second, she saw them. Dozens of figures in stained hospital gowns, standing around the table, staring at her. When the flash faded, the room was empty. Her flashlight sputtered. She backed into the hall. That's when the hospital changed. The walls pulsed as if alive. Doors breathing in and out. The gurney appeared again, rolling beside her. She caught a glimpse of something lying on it. A body covered in a sheet. The outline looked horribly familiar. She tore the sheet back. It was her, pale, still, eyes open. The recorder in her pocket clicked on by itself. Static hissed. Then her own voice came through, admitted, Evelyn Carter, time of death, 3:12 a.m. her watch. Read 3:11. The hallway lights burst, plunging everything into darkness. The whispers rose into screams. She ran, heart hammering, but every corner brought her back to the same place. The operating room. The bed, the chart. She dropped her camera. The last thing it captured was a dozen hands reaching out of the dark, dragging her back toward the table. The next morning, the hospital looked empty again, silent, as if nothing had happened. But when explorers find the place now, they sometimes hear the click of a camera in the halls. Sometimes a flashlight beam flickers just out of reach, and sometimes, if they're unlucky, they hear a woman's voice whisper in their ear, "Your next comment question, would you step?" Inside an abandoned hospital, even if people never came back out. This is Creepy Creatures TV. Subscribe for more stories that wait in the dark.